We grew very rapidly. We scaled quite fast. We became the fastest growing D2C player in India in the jewelry space. And we became the largest organized silver player in the country. In India, at that time, we felt that this was a gap, something that was a need for the consumers that was not being serviced, right? Maybe a 2-minute story to explain the Jiva brand, what we are, where we came from, where we are today, right?
In today's webinar, we will introduce a famous brand called GIVA. GIVA is India's largest silver and lab-grown diamond jewelry brand, recognized for redefining the fine jewelry for the modern Indian women. Founded with a vision to make luxury accessible, GIVA blends contemporary aesthetic with authenticity, quality, and affordability. It operates under direct-to-consumers model while expanding aggressively through offline retail and franchise partnership. And to talk about the same, you know, uh, we have Rishi Singh. He's the senior vice president. We have Prashanshu. He is the franchise business head, and we have Vikas Kumar, the franchise business manager, along with my colleague Akash Pandey, who's the key account manager for this brand. But before I invite Rishi to talk about the brand and the business opportunity, I would like to inform all the viewers that you would also have opportunity to ask your questions directly to the stakeholders from the brand side, and you will get the answers straight away, right, live.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for the warm introduction, Bharat. First of all, a very big hello and thank you to the Franchise India family for hosting us. Super happy to connect with all the consultants, investors, everyone here on the panel. Very, very excited to be a part of this. Before we start, let me just quickly introduce myself and then some of the team members here on the call. So I am Rishi. I am the Senior Vice President for Strategic Initiatives and CEO's Office here at GIVA. Under my portfolio, I look at multiple different aspects of the business around expansion. One of the big parts of what I look at is also the franchise business. Joining me today from Jiva side is Prashanshu. Prashanshu is the national head for franchise business within the Jiva family. And we also have Vikash with us. Vikash is the franchise business manager. He looks at our entire north and east regions. All of us are super happy to connect, right? Before actually going into any nitty-gritty and opening up the presentation, right? Let me just take maybe a 2-minute story to explain the Jiva brand, what we are, where we came from, where we are today, right? So, see, like Bharat was mentioning, Jiva started in 2019 with a very simple idea. How do we make fine jewelry affordable and service the everyday use cases for the evolving Indian consumers, right? Jewelry for a very long time had been seen, at least fine jewelry had been seen as an investment avenue and not really something that consumers are wearing on an everyday basis. The world over, as you would have seen, the trend evolved, right? The world evolved from moving from jewelry as an investment avenue to jewelry as an everyday wear item, right? And that transition happened within the fine jewelry space. In India, at that time, we felt that this was a gap, something that was a need for the consumers that was not being serviced, right? So Jiva stepped in with the idea that we'll make very elegant, fine jewelry at affordable pricing for the modern Indian consumer for their everyday wear needs, right? And when we started in 2019, we launched as a silver only, online only brand, right? The next 3 years were nothing short of phenomenal. We grew very rapidly. We scaled quite fast. We became the fastest growing D2C player in India in the jewelry space. And we became the largest organized silver player in the country, right? 2023 was when we made our first big move offline. We ventured into offline. Everyone here on this call knows that jewelry continues to remain a offline heavy business, right? We decided to take the plunge and build a truly omni-channel brand. We started in 2023, and over the past 3 years, we have scaled rapidly offline. Today, offline is the larger part of our portfolio. We have about 270 stores live, which is going to go to about 350 by March of 26. We are present across 40 plus cities, pan India. The top 8 cities, we are probably more penetrated than any other jewelry brand. We have a very wide variety of storefronts in very premium locations. At the same time, the second big expansion that we did was from a category perspective. In 2024, we ventured into gold and lab-grown diamond jewelry. Again, that given the Jiva brand, given the use case that we were servicing, our consumer strength, as well as the offline footprint that we had, we were able to scale very rapidly. And again, today we are the largest lab-grown diamond player in the country today, right? So from 2019 to today, we've been very fortunate to have been part of this rocket ship called GIVA. From an online only brand to a truly omni-channel brand with 270 plus stores, market leader in both silver and lab grown diamond journey. The entire journey has been absolutely phenomenal for us. And now, as we're moving on to the next phase of our growth path, we have ventured into a franchising opportunity, and this is what we wanted to discuss with all the investors and all the panelists here today. What is the proposition that Jiva is bringing to market, and what is it in it for the investors that we are willing to offer? So without further ado, if it's okay, what we can do is I can open up the presentation and we can get into a little bit of discussion. Right?
Sure. Yeah, it is visible. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. The slide is visible?
Yes.
Perfect. So just starting off, right? Like I said, Jiva is now India's largest organized silver and lab-grown jewelry diamond brand, right? We are truly redefining the jewelry experience in India. We are catering to modern Indian women. We are catering to their need to wear fine jewelry for everyday occasions. Over the past 6 years, we have significantly scaled the business. We still continue to be the largest D2C fine jewelry brand in the country. We have become the largest silver and lab grown diamond player in the country. And at the same time, we have multiple marquee celebrities that have continued to endorse us. Anushka Sharma has been our brand ambassador and has continued to sort of support the brand since a very long time now. How this has happened through two, three things that we've been able to disrupt in the market, right? One, an entire category that we've been able to organize, which is of course the silver jewelry and now the lab grown diamond jewelry. As a product use case, that's something that we've come in and sort of created as a product category niche within the market. Two, within the brand, we have invested significantly in both product quality as well as after sales service, and we've offered industry first elements that were not being offered before Jiva. So around silver jewelry, for example, Jiva promise is quite clear, right? Everything that we sell is 9 to 5 silver. There's a 30-day no questions asked return policy. It's a 6-month warranty, and there's a free lifetime replating that we offer to every consumer. On the gold side, there is lifetime exchange, lifetime buyback, right? Everything is IGL, SGL certified, BIS hallmarked. We do 14, 18, and 9 karat gold. So from our perspective, I think we have invested quite a bit in building a very healthy brand centered around very beautiful products, affordable price points, and enabling services that ensure the consumers have a hassle-free experience throughout their ownership journey. Now, through the course of this 6-year journey, right, just putting it into perspective and putting it into numbers of what we've been able to achieve, we've serviced 30 lakh plus customers. Today, online on our web and app, we have 5 crore plus monthly average users. We are pan-India, we service 19,000 plus pin codes. Offline, we are in 260 stores. Additionally, we are also in 100 plus shop-in-shop counters across all the largest platforms, Shoppers Stop, Lifestyle, Pantaloons. And one of the strengths that we have built our business on is design. The Jiva design on jewelry is something that stands out. And thus far, we have launched 6,000 plus designs since inception, which for a jewelry brand is an amazing achievement. Today, we are the largest player on every marketplace platform that you can think of: Amazon, Myntra, Blinkit, Instamart, Zepto, right? So through the course of this 6-year journey, I think we've been very fortunate to have found very strong consumer love. We've been very steadfastly focused on creating very new designs with very high quality, and all the consumers have continuously rewarded us. And a lot of this you will also find across all the leading publications in the media. Moving on to offline. Today we are, like I said, we are 260 stores live. That number will go to 350 by March. We are already looking at 325 by December end, which is essentially 265 which are live, 16 more under fit outs, and 44 more signed. We are present across all the leading brands that you can, all the leading mall brands that you can think of, whether it's DLF, Phoenix, Nexus, right? At the same time, we are present across all the leading high streets in all the top cities. Additionally, we also have 100 plus shop-in-shop counters, store-in-store counters across Shoppers Stop, Pantaloon, Trends. And this is again something that we're continuing to scale, right? So combined as a brand, today we have 400 plus, I would say, shop fronts across the country where we're able to service customers. And offline for us has been a huge success story and something that we're continuing to grow. Just sort of tweaking and coming back to where we actually open and what do we actually offer to consumers from an offline perspective, right? So the Jiva business model is quite clear. We offer stores predominantly in jewelry and women retail zones. These will typically always be prime locations they will have very high visibility, 800 to 1500 square foot area with very large frontage and signage. Across each of the stores, there's going to be a very wide assortment across silver, gold, and lab grown diamonds. Like I mentioned, 6,000 plus designs since the start. What that enables us to do is offer a very, very diverse selection to any and every consumer, whether be that women, be that men, be that kids. We have everything for everyone. At the same time, across any store, every store that you will visit, you will find that certified GIVA premium experience. Very high caliber, experienced and trained staff. All of the tech systems, SOPs have been designed in-house. Through this journey, we have also been quite fortunate. We have raised 1,000 crore plus of funding from several marquee investors. Some of these investors include, for example, Premji Invest. It's a leading PE firm in India. Aditya Birla Group, which is also an investor into GIVA. A91 again is a leading VC firm. Sixth Sense, India Quotient. So very large PE, VC as well as corporate houses. At the same time, a lot of typical, very, very successful retail brands in India have also come in as angel investors through their founders. So companies like Lenskart, Myntra, First Cry, Sugar, a lot of these brand founders, senior executives are angel investors in GIVA and continue to be points of reference for us to bounce off ideas with and learn and grow, right? Now, just switching gears and moving on to what does the franchise program really mean for investors, right? So the idea with the GIVA franchise program is quite simple, right? What we are offering is a FOCO model, franchisee owned, company operated model, and it's a get assured returns kind of a model, right? Essentially, what we're saying is it's not just a store, it's a ready to run success story. Typically, all the things that you will see at the store is something that GIVA will take care of in terms of store operations. The typical investment range will be anywhere between 80 lakhs to 2 crore depending on the store. The return that we promise to partners is 18%. And all of this model is proven profitable. We have 50 plus franchisees signed live. If I were to just break down when I say 18% return, what does that really mean from P&L perspective, right? So this is just an illustration, let's say, of one of the stores. Fundamentally speaking, let's say if it's an 80 lakh investment, that's divided into three parts. One part is the rental deposit, which is the deposit that someone will have to give against the store. Second part is the capex cost, which is the cost to set up the store on actuals. Third is the stock deposit, which is the inventory which you will be billed. And again, the rental deposit and stock deposit are fully refundable. The capex, because it gets depreciated over the 5-year contract term, that goes to zero. Earning model is essentially an OR kind of model. One of the paths of earning is the margin on sales, where the base margin that we offer to franchisees is 23% on silver and 10% on gold and lab grown diamond. So one path of the earning chain is this margin minus all the expenses that the franchise has to cover will give you a certain number. If that number is less than the MG, which is anywhere between 1.5 to 2% of your total investment, including the capex, whichever number is higher, that is what the investor will get. So for example, if the silver and gold margin minus expenses is more than MG, then they get this margin and they have to cover the expenses. If it's less than MG, then they get the MG and we also reimburse for the expenses. So net take home for a partner is minimum the MG or the higher margin if they get the higher margin. If we put it into perspective and just look at a PNL, right? What we've tried to do is we've tried to create a PNL where we are being conservative, and what we're saying is, let's say all 5 years only the MG gets hit, right? Typically for the store, the net revenue is plotted here 276, 317, 365. This is on lakhs, so 2.8 crore. 3.2 crore, 3.6 crore. This is the yearly projection of sales. Out of this, based on the margin, there will be a certain COGS that the franchise will get. There are 4 kinds of expenses that a franchise has to cover. One is the rent. Second is the manpower. Third is marketing, which is basically 1 lakh per store per month. And then other expenses, which is essentially electricity, POS charges, housekeeping charges, etc. So the net revenue minus the margin, minus all of these expenses should give you the net margin, which is on the base of 23% and 10% silver and gold. If this is greater than MG, then you get this. If this is less than MG, then you get MG net of expenses. So in this case, if you look at year 1, what is technically happening is that your net revenue after all the expenses is coming out to, let's say, 1.5, which is less than the MG of 18.2. So what we will do is we will give you 18.2 plus all of the expenses that you're seeing here, rent, manpower, marketing, and others, right? So your net take home becomes 18.2. If you look at, therefore, the 5-year period, the net return that a partner will get is 18% after accounting for the fact that depreciation gets netted off over the 5-year period. One thing to note here is that jewelry is in what we call an inverted duty structure. Essentially, the output GST on jewelry is 3%, while the GST on expenses, rent, manpower, marketing is on 18%. And hence, often for investors, they will end up in a situation where they have additional input pending on their books, right? And hence, the archetype of investor that we look for are people that have another business with GST output available where they can offset this input against. So the return that we therefore promise to a partner, such a partner with such a business, is 18%. For a partner that has no other business, this return will typically be around 8%. So if I look at what we're essentially offering from a market proposition perspective, we are offering a fixed deposit return to any investor that has no other business. If the investor has a business with the additional GST available, it's 18% return, which is much better than any other avenue available to them, be it fixed deposit, mutual funds, lending. And in this entire journey, GIVA will take care of the entire operations.